Well guys, welcome back to another video. I'm at a new location. I'm excited to share this location with you. I stumbled across it last week. I came here for the recce just to walk the trails, see what was in the area, see if there's any images, and it's amazing. It really is. I'm over in North Vancouver. I'm actually in an ancient rainforest here, so there's lots of old growth trees, huge trees, very impressive. Just excited to get out and show you this location. Now we have got rain at the moment. It is supposed to ease later on, but it is going to help with the conditions that I wanted for this part of the forest. Because when I came last week, it was really sunny, so we were getting specular highlights everywhere. Everything was blown out. I did manage a couple of images, and I'll put them up later on in the video as we venture up these trails through this lovely forest. But what a location. We've got this river that leads down this canyon just below us there. There's plenty of trails leading off in different areas, so I want a good explore today. I have got a couple of locations that I want to go back to today. Now we've got a lot of low cloud today encroaching on the forest, so that's great. It's giving us those nice conditions. So I'm going to get back to my bag, pack up. We'll start our walk up these trails. I'll get to show you this amazing location, follow this canyon and this river. Hopefully the rain doesn't last all day, but I'm going to spend a full day out and see what images we can come across. I told you it was beautiful. We've got this river flowing through the rainforest here. Lovely section of rapids leading down into this rock pool at the bottom. We've got swirls of water which is going to create patterns in the shot, give that area a bit of interest. Got a log to the right hand side here with another waterfall dropping off. We're getting ambient light from the sky, from the tree canopy above, and it's lighting up the centre of the scene where we've got this waterfall, so that's great. The edges are nice and dark, gives it that nice atmospheric feel. The greens are really vibrant because we've got rainfall today. It's really made those greens a lot more vibrant. We've got mosses. It's just a beautiful scene. Now I am quite far off. I'm high up above these rapids and the waterfall itself. So F8's allowing us to get everything sharp from front to back. I've zoomed in on the shot and had a look, checked around the shot. Now the reason I'm shooting at F8 is because I want a quick shutter speed. I want to keep and retain some of that detail in the water. So shooting at F8 is allowing us to get around about a fifth or sixth of a second, and that means I can retain that detail in the water. Because we've got this gap in the tree canopy above, it's creating this ambient light over the part of the scene that I want. The edges are going to be nice and dark to give it that nice moody feel. I've put the polarizer on. I haven't overly used it. Now, I just want to take some of the sheen off the leaves in the the background there where the waterfall is, there is a lot of rain on there, so they are quite shiny. So I just want to take some of that shine off a little bit. I don't want to overly use the polarizer. One, because it's going to oversaturate the greens, and another, it's going to reduce my shutter speed. Because the water is running fast today, the quicker the shutter speed, the better the water's going to look in the final image. So I'm going to take some variations of this shot, see how it works out, and then we'll make our way further into the forest. So I've came a bit further up the trail. It's beautiful. I told you it was beautiful, and I'm getting to show you this new part of the forest that I've found. Just followed the canyon and followed the river, and I've came across this beautiful scene in front of us. Now, as I've came up higher, we're getting that low cloud in the tree canopy above, so it's really diffusing some of the light that is there, making it nice and atmospheric. And it's just a tremendous day. I'm really enjoying it. Now the rain's eased off for now, so it's making it a bit easier to grab some images. We don't have any breeze in here, nothing's moving. Even these ferns here, the only time they move is when they get rain droplets on them. So what attracted us to this scene here, we've got the lovely textures and lovely boulders that you can see in the foreground there, laden with those vibrant green mosses, saturated with the rain from above from this morning. But we've also got these interesting trees behind, variants of trees. So I've filled the scene with interest. I'm going to take a nice wide shot with the 24mm, so I'm going to be up close to this foreground to really emphasize that foreground, and then it's going to lead over to these trees in the background. Now I've made sure that there's separation in the trees. Always be aware of separation in your shot. It really does simplify the image and make it easier to look at. Now I've put the polarizer on. I'm only using it slightly because the greens are already vibrant, just that some of these ferns have got a bit of a sheen on them from all the rainfall that we've had. What a beautiful location. So I'm going to get back to camera, grab this image. I am getting quite a long shutter speed, around about 2 seconds, because we don't have any breeze or wind today, so everything's nice and still. And the scene that I'm photographing is mainly covered with these mosses, so you don't get any movement anywhere. So take a shot, look in on your shot, see if everything's sharp that you want sharp, and you can't go wrong. So I'll get back to camera, get this image, and then make our way a bit further up this trail. We've lost some of that low cloud that we had in the tree canopy, but hopefully it worked out in that image back there. I really like the composition with all those rocks with the moss on. So I've headed a bit further up through the forest. I'm at a place called Cypress Falls now. Now it's magnificent, it really is. It's beautiful because there's a lot of detail, there's a lot of attention to detail there. We've got this deadfall that's fell in the canyon, really gives it some character with the waterfall in the background. Now the other thing about the deadfall, it gives the image depth. If you photograph a waterfall and it's just a waterfall with some foliage to the side, for me it doesn't work as well. So if you can incorporate it into an image, I think it works a lot better. You don't always have to single out the waterfall. It's nice to include it as part of the scene to show off this glorious forest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out the lenses. I'm going to put the 70-200 on. I have brought 3 lenses with us today because I know I'm not going to be hiking that far, because I did give it a recce last week. So I've brought the 1-400, the 24mm and the 70-200, and that gives us a wide range of focal lengths that I can go for. Now I already know from coming last week that the 1-400 was too long and the 24mm was too wide. Now when you put the 24 on, the waterfall becomes really small in the frame, so you really want to get a longer focal length on and exaggerate the size of that waterfall and really give it some scale. So I brought the 70-200 along today. I found that 70mm is ideal for the idea of the composition that I've got. So what I'm going to go for, I'm going to actually go for the wide shot. Now when I took the shot last week, I went in a lot closer at about 122mm I think. And I realised because it exaggerates the scene, there's a tree to my left hand side here, and it really brought the tree forward, and it didn't look like right in the image. So what I actually done was I done a 2-shot pano so I could make a 4x5 and discard that tree. So always be aware of that when you're taking shots. When you're using a longer focal length, you are going to bring subjects forward that you don't really want people to see. So that's why I've decided to come back today and shoot it at 70mm, which is going to be further away, so that tree is going to become smaller, so it's not going to be as noticeable when I take the image, and it's going to become part of the scene. So I'm going to go for a wide shot here. I'll put some video up above. I want to put the waterfall towards the left hand side of the frame, incorporate some of these lovely trees. The trees are beautiful. We are getting some ambient light from the sky. There's a gap above the waterfall there, so it's letting some of the ambient light in. It'd be nice if we had some fog or some mist. I can imagine it'd be great with some rays of light. We all want that. We haven't got that today. Now what's going to be crucial today is trying to gain a quick enough shutter speed to retain detail in that waterfall. Because it is particularly dark in this area, you know, it's going to be underexposing when I try and get a quicker shutter speed. So I'm going to bump up my ISO. I'm looking at round about 1/6 of a second, maybe even quicker depending on how much the foliage is moving around the waterfall. Because we do get movement because we're getting an updraft from the canyon below, so it is making a lot of that foliage move. But I'm going to try different variations on shutter speeds. I don't know if I'm going to use a polarizer. I'm trying not to because that's going to lengthen my shutter speed. I don't really want to do that. There isn't a lot of glare in there, so we'll see how we get on. So I'm going to get back to the camera, grab this image, and we'll see how it works out. But what a beautiful location it really is. Look at that behind us, absolutely amazing. Now, I came to this scene last week, I came across it last week and I photographed it. I'd done it as a 4x5, but I wanted to come back to this location. I was happy with the image I got. Now, the water's running a lot faster today, so the scene's gonna change. Always remember that. Every time you come to your compositions that you've done previously, there's always a chance that scene will change. Now, the rain's holding off, it's just raining ever so slightly, but we haven't got any harsh light in here, so I wanted to come back and retake it. I'll put some video, because I'm actually going to be taking the image from here, and these rocks are super slippy, so I don't want a chance slipping into the river below and going off the top of the waterfalls. So the composition that I've got behind is got this lovely river leading up into the distance there, and it just curls off to the left hand side and disappears into the forest. It's really beautiful. Now, over to the left hand side in the centre of the frame, you've got this bit of like a little waterfall come out the side of the forest. Now, last week there wasn't as much water as that, but today there's a lot more water, so it really stands out in the frame. But I love the way you've got these textured rocks over to the left hand side. Nice shape, they're catching that ambient light from the sky, so it gives it some nice direction, some nice depth. But you've also got these 3 boulders here which lead up into the frame, so everything's leading towards the river as it disappears into the forest. It's beautiful. I'll put the image that I took last week. You'll probably see that the water was a lot lower, so it's always good to compare them. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do it as a 4x5 again, or even try a pano, like a wide shot. We'll see how it works out. So I'm going to get off these slippy rocks, get set up and grab this image. Well guys, I've made my way up from the canyon. You can just hear the river in the background there, enjoying the glorious walk through these trails. It's beautiful. We've got these old growth trees in this ancient forest, and it's such a shame that 95% of the old growth trees in British Columbia have been logged. We've actually only got 5% left, which is a real shame. But I'm hoping, because this is a park, I'm hoping that these trees in here are protected and everyone can enjoy them as much as I have, because it really is, you really do admire them when you stand up close and look up and you see the sheer size. They're beautiful. What a spectacular area. I can't wait to come back again. You'll probably see us back here pretty soon, because I haven't even scratched the surface with this location. There's plenty of trails in this forest to go and explore, so that's what it was all about today, just getting out. I knew it was going to be wet, I knew it was going to be raining, but I knew there was a good chance of low cloud and it was going to be some nice light for the rainforest scenes that I had in mind. Now, I came last week, it was a blue sky day, you know, it was a lot brighter, we had specular highlights in the forest everywhere, but it was still worth coming back, so it's always worth going to a location, even if the conditions aren't going to be right. Still go and explore anyway, enjoy the day out, that's what it's all about, and that's the main thing you've got to remember with photography. It's about enjoying your time out as much as it is getting the images. It's been brilliant getting to show you my new location. It's a little honeypot that I can return to time and time again. Now the good thing is it's not actually that far from Vancouver, it's only a 20-minute drive, so that's brilliant. But now it's time to head back. So if you've enjoyed today's video, as usual, give it a thumbs up, helps my channel out a lot and it encourages us to bring you more videos. If you haven't subscribed and you want to see more locations here in British Columbia, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell and you know when I'm going to be releasing a new video. And don't forget to leave a comment below. It's always great to read your comments. I really enjoy getting your feedback off my images and my video. Lets me know what you want to see in future videos to come. But from me and Cypress Falls, until next time, thanks for watching. Bye bye.